Hello, this is Mr. Buffington, and this is our last lesson in expository essays, and it is talking about conventions. Conventions, what are they? Well, when we talk about conventions, we're talking about grammar, spelling, punctuations, and today we're also going to talk about what to do if these are not your strength. So if it's not your strength of having proper grammar, spelling, punctuation, then you are going to get some hints of how to work on that at the end of this. First off, let's talk about grammar. How can I check for grammar? First off, you need to proofread your essay carefully. Make sure as you're reading through it, it makes sense, and the language that is there is not conversational language. And you want to look for the green underline. He gone to the store. That is an incorrect sentence. It's grammatically incorrect. It should be he went to the store or he has gone to the store. But this green underline will show you when there is grammar mistakes. Sometimes. We'll talk about that in a little bit too. But look for those green underlines, and you can address those by right mouse clicking on them, and it'll automatically show you what the document says it should be. But be careful to read over them and make sure that they are the message you're trying to say. Let's talk about spelling. To catch spelling mistakes, you need to proofread your essay slowly. I make, while writing books, a book has 100,000 words, and I notice that I'll skim. When I start skimming, I miss spelling mistakes. Oftentimes the things that I'll miss will not be underlined in red, because it'll be the wrong word, but it's a different word spelled correctly. So just read carefully and slowly through whatever it is that you're writing, your expository essay. Look for those red underlines. They indicate a word that is not in the dictionary of Microsoft Word if you're using Word. It's become standard in even in web browsers to have that red underline to indicate incorrect spelling. So for example, I like fish gooder than chicken. Gooder is not a word, so it would underline it in red and give you a suggestion. When you click over it, what it will do is it'll give you a suggestion of what word it thinks you were meaning to spell, and then in this case it would probably change it to maybe good or something, and then that would be an incorrect grammar sentence. I like fish good than chicken, and so anyway, might give you a couple of different chances to fix this sentence. Alright, one good way to check at the end of completing your essay, what you want to do is run the spell or grammar check on whatever word processing tool you use. It won't catch everything, but it is a great tool and it does catch a lot of things. So if you run the spell grammar check, do an in-depth grammar check, spell check of your entire document before submitting it. You're definitely going to want to do that. You want to spell check every time you add something new to your writing. So if you're adding an extra paragraph, just run it. It won't take that long, and the effort and time that you put into running a spell check is definitely worth it to make sure that you don't miss anything that's really obvious or that would be caught by this wonderful tool that we have. I want to talk about punctuation just a little bit. When I'm talking about punctuation, in an expository essay, you will almost never use an exclamation point. You're expressing facts and sharing details and stuff like that. You're probably going to want to use a period and question marks. Use a question mark when it's appropriate at the end of a question. Any sentence that would be a question, you want to use a question mark at the end to indicate that it is a question. You'll also want to use commas, semicolons, and quotation marks as appropriate inside of the document. What if I don't do grammar good? Well, first of all, it's what if I don't do grammar well? And that sentence actually isn't very good at all. You'd want to say, what if I'm not very good at doing grammar? But anyway, the point is that if you're not very good at doing grammar, or you don't do grammar very well, you need to be willing to revise. And I know for someone who writes an essay and just says, oh, I'm done and I want to be done with it and not look at it again, this piece of information might not be very well received, but you need to be willing to rewrite. You need to be willing to admit, if I'm not good at grammar and spelling and punctuation and stuff, if I show it to someone, I need to be willing to admit that, yeah, that's something I need to improve on and it's something I can change. So seek help from someone who does understand grammar principles and then make the revisions that you need. Also, as a final point, if you're not good at grammar and you're not good at those things, the way that you're going to learn and become better at it is by reading other things. Read things that are written correctly. Read not just blog posts and stuff that people wrote. Read books and read expository things that will have the type of grammar and tone and style that you're looking for. Hope that's been helpful for you, Learning Birds. Have a great day.